All right. So I lost a bet against a friend, and I needed, as a result, to build him and buy him a Magic the Gathering commander deck. So this is fully out of my own pocket. I had full creative vision over this, so Bart had no say in what cards went in this. And I'm pretty confident that I hit it out of the park with this one. So let's get into the deck proper and kind of the reasoning behind my creative process. The first thing that we need to understand about Bart before we get into his deck is that he doesn't play Magic the Gathering, so I wanted to make sure to ease him into it. And as a result, I kind of ended up choosing to put some Pokemon basic energy for the lands. So these water energies are islands, and these fairy energies are mountains. Now you may ask, like, why fairy energy, why not fire energy? Well, I didn't have any. And if you're gonna ask why, well, I don't know. I really don't know. So no answers for you there. And then I also put a French island in here. There, that's where you were hiding. So this is because this guy at Grand Prix Montréal, he ended up like using his prize tickets to buy French Magic the Gathering cards, and he knows that I only play with English Magic the Gathering cards. So why would you do that anyway? That's why it's in there, to remind him of his past sins. And before we get into the rest of the deck, one other thing that you need to know about Bart is that he's a weeb, right? So one of the key things about this deck is that you get some of that nice Japanese aesthetic, and that begins with this sleeve on the commander. So you got this nice foily anime lady on here, a different sleeve. And you may wonder, like, is this Japanese? This is the Japanese symbol for no, and no in Japanese means, yeah, that's Japanese. So you know that's like legitimate. And this sleeve was kind of left by a friend at my house like over 10 years ago, so it's free of charge as well. Always nice to see. So yeah, that's that part of the deck. And one other things that you need to know about Bart is that he plays gacha games. And like, obviously that's also a sin, but I don't decide everything in his life, just his commander decks. So unfortunately I don't really have control over that. Anyway, so I made a commander deck that's kind of built around RNG. I believe I call it Gacha Makes My Monkey Brain Activate. I believe that's the name of the deck. Still subject to change. Anyway, so this commander, you choose a number between 1 and 5 when it attacks, and then you flip that many coins. You're always going to want to put 5, always pedal to the metal. So for each coin flip that you win, you draw a card, and for each that you lose 2 life. You don't really care about that. And then if you win all 5 flips, if you chose 5, then you get to play cards from your hand without paying the mana cost this turn. And that can be pretty explosive. And to be able to churn through your deck, I put lots of cards in here that draw you cards. So that's kind of the strategy, a little instant sorcery, draw cards kind of deck. So that's kind of where you're at. And when you play your instant and sorceries, you get to do damage to your opponents. You also get to do more damage to your opponents whenever you do your instants and sorceries. You get to draw more cards, and that's kind of the 2 different elements. You get to flip coins, and you get to play instants and sorceries and draw cards. So all the different like little triggers that are gonna make your brain go happy. And then also put a couple monkeys, because the monkey brain kind of appreciates when you flip coins and you draw cards. So that's kind of the deck. I believe there was something else worth talking about, and I don't really have good memory, so we're just gonna go through it quickly. You may notice that there's really not a whole lot of creatures in here, so you really want to be low key and not like let your opponents realize that attacking you is pretty safe. This is a shock instead of a lightning bolt, even though lightning bolt is a strictly better card. It's also Japanese, obviously, because he's a weeb, but this one is just cheaper, so you can save a bit of money with this simple trick. And I put another monkey in here, very important. And then yeah, so how do you win with this? You're going to be drawing a lot of cards. I'm gonna interrupt myself because this is pretty funny. So they made a mistake when they printed this card. It says switch the power and toughness of each up of 2 like target creatures, but they forgot to put the until end of turn on there. So they clearly like goofed that up. And yeah, so I'm gonna let him play it like this so that it'll be extra funny when he gets around to playing it against other people, and he gets the harsh realization that he played it wrong all this time. Anyway, so this is how you win when you try to draw a card when you have no more cards. Then you win the game instead of losing it. Now you may be wondering, like, okay, but what happens if someone gets rid of Jace? Anyway, we have Ralzarek, which is a nice way to draw like 5 more cards by flipping more coins, and that's pretty much it. So yeah, that's ramp because you need that in your commander decks, and that's the deck. All right, bye.